Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here, and today we once again have to talk about artificial intelligence because ChatGPT, honestly, is one of the most interesting things going on. Now, as I mentioned basically yesterday, this is really heating up, and the application of large language models, or LLMs, like ChatGPT, really do seem to be limitless, even if they're not always accurate. You can just ask Google's competitor Bard for delivering incorrect information in their own promo video on space, and that was actually a bit of a black eye. They lost something like $100 billion in stock basically in a day simply due to Bard basically giving inaccurate information in their promo video. So this is obviously a huge thing. It's hot right now, but here we are. But now, interestingly enough, true love could be yours, assuming ChatGPT actually knows what it's doing in the love department. And here's what's going on. This is coming from TechCrunch, but it was originally reported by Mashable, and I think TechCrunch just had a more concise write-up. So here's what's up. Dating app OkCupid is now the latest company to get in on ChatGPT. OkCupid is testing a new category of match questions generated by OpenAI's chatbot. Now, the app's match questions let you define yourself and what's important to you, and your match percentage with somebody shows how compatible OkCupid, or specifically ChatGPT, thinks you are. Now, the app already has thousands of match questions, but now it's testing some that were generated by ChatGPT. And I quote OkCupid. At OkCupid, we've always had our finger on the pulse of trending conversations within the technology industry. That's according to their chief spokesperson. I continue. And one topic dominating discussion is ChatGPT. We first began asking our daters how they feel about a platform and how that platform and other emerging AI tools, and found that daters who believe ChatGPT is a lifesaver get almost 40% more matches than those who think it's too big brother. That sparked an idea. What if we use ChatGPT to draft our famous matching questions that power our algorithm? That's when we decided to test this new category of questions, which users have responded really well to. End quote. Now, from there, OkCupid asked ChatGPT to basically generate questions that people should ask when dating. According to their spokesperson, so far, these 6 questions have been answered more than 135,000 times by the users of OkCupid. Now, here are the questions that ChatGPT generated. Are you more of an introvert or extrovert? Are you a morning or night person? What's your favorite way to spend a weekend? What do you value most in a partner? And how do you know when to take the relationship to the next level? Pretty good questions if you ask me, if you're on the dating scene. How do you balance, the last one here is, how do you balance your own needs with the needs of your partner in a relationship, which I think is an excellent question as well. Now, the questions have shown that majority of respondents consider themselves to be introverts and prefer nighttime over morning. The responses also indicated that people prefer to hang out with friends on the weekend as opposed to doing other activities, and that trust is what they value most in a partner. Now, given that some dating app users are already using things like ChatGPT to draft messages to their matches, it's really not surprising that OkCupid would go down this path and leverage the technology to use in their platform. And this is what I'm talking about. We have literally this ramping up. I have been playing around with ChatGPT for a while. I think it's very interesting. One of the most latest tests I did actually was for a client, and this was interesting because it's not one of the things I would have thought about doing, but earlier that day in a meeting, we had actually talked about ChatGPT, and so as I'm helping this client with ISO 27001 certification, because, well, that's my day job, one of my day jobs, I should say, I basically asked ChatGPT to write a procedure document, based on one of the tenets of ISO 27001. And sure enough, it did it pretty well. And after some honing, basically saying, can you expand this or verify on these or expand on these points in more detail and all of that, it got pretty good at basically spitting out a procedure document that I compared against an actual human written one. And wow. So this has some real potential here for this. Is it going to be right 100% of the time? No. Google's Bard, like I just said, missed a very easy question that you could have easily regular Googled to find the answer to. But interestingly enough, other researchers then started posing those questions to ChatGPT that had similar incorrect answers. So that said, It's in the ballpark, and of course, one of the big issues that we have with AI, especially in the dating world, is that artificial intelligence doesn't really have emotion. It can attempt to simulate it, it can attempt to understand it, but the emotional response, when those chemicals kick in and you've got that urge to be attracted or repulsed by somebody, that's very hard to quantify for an artificial intelligence. That said, given all of that it's learned, those questions were pretty solid, and I think those are pretty important questions to ask in a potential mate. So there you go. We're going to see where this goes, but now your love life is probably going to be ruled by artificial intelligence, and I predict in the next year or so we are going to see people saying, yeah, ChatGPT basically was the one that connected us on OkCupid, and we're tying the knot in a year or something like that. So there you go. I think this is again here to stay. This is the next evolution, again, in technology platforms, interconnectivity in the internet, but also information delivery, and I'm sure I'll be doing more videos on this as we go on. I'm eventually going to be writing an article on the privacy implications of this, as I'm already penning another article regarding ChatGPT for Forbes. So we're going to see where this goes. That is your news of the day. I thought this was interesting. Would you use an artificial intelligence to find true love? I'd love to hear your answer on that, so let me know. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP, where it's 100% human 100% of the time. Same with YouTube as well. Please feel free to subscribe, and as always, stay safe, stay online, and please attempt to stay private. Thanks, everybody.